1950s, Canmore wasn't even designated a town. It wasn't until 1965 that we were incorporated as a town. Okay, so this is the original school, and it burned down in 1921. The furnace overheated and it caused a fire. And there were 175 students in the building, and luckily they all got saved. There weren't enough fire extinguishers, and there was no fire brigade, so the school burned down. Afterwards, this school, which is the model school, and that was the school up until the 80s.
Door the only thing that survived from the fire?
As far as I know, it's the only thing that they kept from that fire.
Do you have any other interesting cool facts about the door?
Well, one thing that a lot of students might not know is that this is one of two doors. There were two doors that were side by side, each with panes of glass in just like this, and both those doors would be opened in the morning, and the teacher would stand at the front of the top of the stairs, and she would ring her bell, and the children would have to line up single file and march into the school while piano music, marching music was played for them, and they were marched into the school every time they left the building.
Do you know anybody that went to Lawrence Grassi that still lives in Canmore for all the years?
Sure. My son lives. He started grade 1, finished grade 12, went through the system, started at the old school, went through all the different phases, and finished at the brand new high school. I also have a brick from the old school. When it got torn down, the first old school, the one in the picture, I have a brick from the old school, and I have a brick from the old Lawrence Grassi. So now I have my bookends.
Oh,
That's my history right there.
When I started grade 1, I was in the very, very, very old Lawrence Grassi, the one that's in the famous picture. I was in that. Well, actually, that was grade 1 to 6, and then they built the next part of it, and then eventually the middle part that you guys probably remember with the big gym and the library. I was in that, and then high school in the same building, grades 1 to 12.
What will happen in the empty space of the old school?
A number of things. There's going to be working with the town. We're going to refurbish that land, and so it'll be reclaimed. And the land will be there for kids to play on, families to picnic on, and it'll be part of the, as we are the town center for a lot of festivals and things, they'll have another place for people to gather.
And what do you miss from the old school?
The old school, it's hard to say because it was an old school and we're in such a fabulous new building. The mural was a really important part of the old school, and watching that come down was a little sad to see that because it really wasn't a piece of history of Canmore. New history, but history nonetheless.
Yeah. More waste is being taken to landfills each year. In Alberta, construction and demolition waste sent to landfills makes up about 25%, or almost 1 million tons per year, of the total municipal solid waste sent to landfills.
Burying this waste in landfills removes valuable natural resources from our economy, needlessly occupies valuable landfill space, and it contributes to environmental problems such as climate change. Most of these materials can be reused or recycled.
The Canadian Rockies Public School Division have faced this challenge head-on, while building the new Lawrence Grassi Middle School and decommissioning the old building that has been part of this Canmore community for 3 generations. This is where our old school was, and we're investigating where it all went.
Did it all just go to the landfill, or was it put to better use? There were lots of things that were from our old school that could be used again. Some of it could be used in our new school, other local schools and buildings, and some could even be used in other countries.
After we took out everything we could use, this school could have just been knocked down, shoveled up, and taken to the landfill like any other demolition. But it wasn't. This school wasn't demolished, it was deconstructed. That means it was taken apart carefully and reusable parts were taken away. Huge amounts of building materials were then sorted and recycled. Hardly any ended up in the landfill. Let's find out what happened.
Parts of it went to our new school, other local schools and buildings, Town of Banff Arena, and Guatemala. We reused lots in our new school like gymnasium bleachers, basketball backboards, a lot of the shelving, all the lockers, lots of sports equipment like nets and stands, and shop equipment.
Other local schools got student desks, chairs, teachers' desks, a lot of shelving, and some tables. The town of Banff got large support beams which held up the old gym. They went to the new arena in Banff. The support beams from the old gym for the ceiling of the new arena, the gymnasium climbing wall, the gymnasium metal roofing parts, and the steel roof trusses.
Part of the gym floor went to Calgary's dance studio and also to a karaoke company who will use the floors to have portable dance parties.
Guatemala schools filled up 4 shipping containers with whiteboards, blackboards, washroom fixtures, light compressors, electrical panels and controllers, cabinets, computer equipment, counters, desks, shelving, kitchen appliances, shop equipment.
Sustainability got sealed aluminum frame windows, portable classroom and offices, and gymnasium floor.
It is. A lead school speaks to the notion of LEED. It is Leadership in Education and Environmental Design. And what it speaks to is when you develop a school, when you design a school, you're looking to design that school in the most environmentally friendly way possible. So you look for environmentally friendly building materials, heating and cooling systems, all of the plumbing that's in the school, all of the water, how that all that gets treated. And the more of the let's say ingenious designs that go into the school, the more points you get. And the more points a school gets, you can have platinum, gold, silver, or bronze status. So this school, we are looking to go to gold status for the school. And it's not just in building the new school, it is also how you demolish your old school. So you get points, credits, in the environmentally sensitive way that you take down an old school.
Behind us is the site of the old Lawrence Grassi Middle School. What are the steps of deconstruction?
The first step of deconstruction is identifying what materials inside the building are going to be reused or salvaged and sent to places like the school in Guatemala. Step 2 is to bring all of the equipment on site, deconstruct the building bit by bit, making sure we sort the waste so that the concrete is in a pile, the wood is in a pile, and the metal is in a pile, so that instead of going to the landfill, it can go to its respective recycling center.
This is a mural of our old school that is coming down very soon.
There's a big pile of mural here, and some of these blocks are going to go to the Francis Cook landfill to get recycled there, and some of them are going to be used for foundation on the ground here.
Right here, we have some letters of the mural that we've fished out of a pile.
These are scrap metal beams that are going to probably be reused in another building.
I think it's good that we're reusing it.
Resource recovery! It's not garbage anymore!
We're here today with Darcy Edison, and we are going to talk to him about the unreusable materials and what's going to be happening with them.
Does this project cost money to get things to the landfill?
Transportation is the biggest cost next to the actual demolition itself or deconstruction. It takes a little bit more transportation due to the fact that they have to segregate the materials out. So there's sometimes a truck that's going out that's not totally loaded, but in order to keep the site progressing along, they have to move the material off the site.
What's your favorite part of this project?
Actually seeing the project from the beginning right to the completion to show that we can dismantle a building and do it cost effectively and recycle out 90% of the materials out of that building.
How do you keep track of the weight of items, if you do?
Well, everything that comes into the landfill is weighed going in, and then once the trucks are empty, they're weighed going out, so that we have an actual weight on everything that comes into the landfill.
Who
decided to make the new school and why?
We have many projects on the go. Modernization for the old school was first presented, and we felt at the time that the old building wasn't worth saving, and the government agreed and redid our analysis of the structure and decided on that a new school would be the way to go, with the Catholics and the Francophones at the same time getting a new school. So then we started into the process of building this one and started on the process of decommissioning the old building. We have tried to divert as much material from going into our landfill as humanly possible, and I think we pretty well achieved that.
Could we recycle more than we actually did?
We did our best to recycle almost every component of this building. And our main goal is diversion of material going to a landfill, and part of this new school that we're sitting in, reaching a gold status, is what we did with the site and the old school. So our goals are to reach a minimum 75% diversion of material to a landfill, and I think we're going to meet that quite easily. I think we're probably going to be about 80 or 85%.
What was the most expensive thing we reused?
Probably the most expensive thing would have been the lockers. We reused 400 lockers from the school, and to buy 400 new lockers are roughly $200.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Great interview.